Good evening, everyone. Sorry about that. I pressed wrong intro. You're not seeing things. It's not baking tonight. So, let me. It's a bit of a mess, but hey ho. I'm going for the messy look tonight. Hiya, Joanne. How are you? So, I don't know whether Tim's still going, but yeah, I thought they were going to send everybody over here, but we'll natter among ourselves for a while. So, Callum's been for an interview at Subway this afternoon. They're going to email him. So, it were in a place called Crystal Peaks. Hi, Gordo. It were a Subway within Crystal Peaks. Yeah, it said they were only going till 9 o'clock. Anyway, Crystal Peaks is a bit like Meadowhall, but on a smaller version. We prefer it there. It's not hustle and bustle and whatever, like Meadowhall. It's got an indoor market and, it's got everything, we prefer it. It's only about, well, I don't know how far away it is, but it's not all that far.
Papers, Bobby. Some tips. I'm disrupting a live. Sorry, everybody.
And then it tells me. I don't think there's one open. You'll have to. What is tonight?
I did say tips as well.
Hi, Optimus. How are you?
Optimus Prime.
So that's sort of. I think class it as a team member. Hi, Crypto. How are you? So in a nutshell, I mean, if you're working for Subway, it's just preparing butties all day long. On the fun, but yeah, it's a posh butty place. So, oh dear me. Last as rain stopped. I shouldn't have said no because it'd probably be pissing it down tomorrow. Yeah, it was gorgeous yesterday, and it's been. Callum did say though it were spitting a bit of rain, so, but it's not been absolutely bouncing it down. So, yeah, I suppose that's on the plus side, Just making a cut. Well, obviously he's here. Yeah, he's just waiting for. Yeah, I tell you why, Joel. My lip sore is upstairs because I've had a lot of dry lips, if you know what I mean. And I couldn't be asked to go upstairs and get me my lip balm. So I thought, that's next thing. Best thing is lip gloss. But yeah, can't seem to keep my lips hydrated, if that makes any sense. And it really, really dry. I've got a thing on my lip as well here. I don't know whether that's caused by the same thing, but yeah, right on. It's not a cold sore. Never had a cold sore. Oh dear. But yeah, I don't know whether it's connected but yeah, I've got a I don't know. It's not a cold sore, but it's yeah. And I think a lot to do with it is that the fact that I needed a boost with my thyroxine, you see. So, I mean, well, Chris has only just been to fetch my prescription today because she did say to me when she went, I've sent it to pharmacy for you. And I said to Chris, I says, I've got some 50 grammars lying about. So, you know, don't rush to get them, but he's been and got on me today. So, and that's basically what I are. Well, I take, but I take 2 100s and one of them as well. So I like take 250 now. So, but it's like this. I could go years without it fluctuating, and then not, you know. So, oh, Tim, I enjoyed that sweet and sour. Hi, James. How are you? But yeah, we didn't have balls. We just had like chicken strips in the sauce on top of white rice. But for some reason, Callum's not fussed. I'll let you on a secret. It went homemade with one of these ready meals, but it's gorgeous. They're gorgeous. So Callum had to have what lasagna? I think Callum had. There's a fussy sod. But yeah, I fair hope he gets this job, Magic. I had to laugh when he come in. Oh, sorry. Oh dear. Right. Callum must have been well presented, because he sat there in this subway and this young girl come up to him and she says, are you the person that's interviewing me? I had to laugh when he told me. He says she just comes strolling up to this table I'm sat at.
You should have said to her, yeah, well, John, you've got to sleep with me first.
Yeah.
Really want this job.
But yeah, he sat there at this table minding his own business, and this young girl comes up to him. She says, are you the person that's interviewing me?
I say it's probably because he had his notepad with him.
Yeah, that's another thing and all. Well, you know, these courses that he's been doing, it's a lot to do with, like, you know, making a good impression with your CV and everything. Anyway, so before I went to interview, when at this course, they give him a notepad. So I says, he says, oh, where's my notepad? I says, what do you mean your notepad? He says, well, them at that course says I've got to take notes when I go for an interview. So, yeah. So he must have been, you know, but yeah. I says to Chris, can you imagine him sat there, you know, with notepad, right, you know, when you got, you know, with Iabria, you know, can you imagine, like in our day, going for an interview and they're saying, hold up a minute, let me just write it down. He says that's what they advised him to do, is if he went for an interview,
they get a phone number.
Yeah, take notes. I says to Chris, to Callum, I says, yeah. I says, did you write, you know, say, well, just as a matter of interest, what's your phone number? Hi, Kate. Oh, dear. But, yeah, Kate was just laughing. Callum went for an interview at Subway this afternoon. He'd sort of had his, I don't know whether they got up and gone somewhere, but Callum was sat there all by himself at this table, and this young girl comes up to him. She says, are you the person that's interviewing me? We couldn't stop laughing. You know what I mean? She was stuck in for person that we're interviewing, not the interviewee. But I says, well, she must have thought you turned out well, you know, in your togs and whatever. And Gordo says his best interview reply, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Me interviewing you. But yeah, we couldn't but laugh, Kate, because it was so funny. You know what I mean?
Oh, I said there were 7 others there.
7.
So that's 8 for one job. Well,
Oh.
it were 7 because Callum went into me work.
But yeah, it's sort of, we've got like a little. It's not as big as Meadowall, but it's on a smaller version, if that makes any sense. And it's got everything, you know. Well, it did have Wilco's. I don't know whether they will after, you know. Anyway, you know, everything. McDonald's, Subway, you know, everything. But it's on a smaller version than Meadowall. And we prefer to go there rather than go to Meadowall. Anyway, so, and best about it is, right next door to McDonald's. So, because Chris rang me, and he says, like, by the time I'd sort of got back here, it had been time to fetch him, blah, blah, blah. So we had to walk round inside. It's called Crystal Peaks. And it's massive. We don't like it at all. We call it, what do we call it?
What?
Meadowall. Meadowell. Yeah, hi Scotty, how are you? Yeah, we call it Meadowell. It's you feel like you're packed in like sardines in Meadowall, whereas this one, it's even got sort of like an indoor market, you know, like an old-fashioned indoor market, you know, stalls, and, you know, it's got like a little bit of a food court and like butchers' stalls and everything. But we prefer it much more than Meadowall. I appreciate you closing it down, Tim, on but anyway, I know you'd messaged me and blah de blah de blah. Oh, that's it. That's it. Yeah. I mean, if it's 31 Gordo, yeah, can't be expecting you to sort his shit out for him. Bless him. But yeah, this is the thing. Is 31. How can I put it? If Callum were in the same situation and he said, Dad, I need your help, that's what you do as a dad. You go and help, yeah. Oh. Well, you see, these courses that Callum's been doing, Kate, it's like all about making sure your CV's, you know, in tip-top, you know, redesigning it, and that's where notebook come into play. It's like they wear notebook and pen, and that I think that's why one like Gal thought he were interviewer. So, but yeah, at least he can say that he's been working and blah blah blah, and it all adds to experience. So, but Callum's doing another course this week, but he hasn't been today. Customer services. And that's it. That's it. But you can't be at his beck and call, Gordo, and you know, you can't sort out all his problems. Chris says you ought to have wrote a number down in your little notepad. But yeah, I mean, you know, if a problem arises, you do help your kids, but not to the extent where, he's having a problem with his neighbours. My dad will come and sort it out for me. But it's a hard decision, isn't it? You know, you can not help him, but you know, at 31, you'd think he'd be able to sort it out himself. But yeah, that's the thing. I mean, you've said it several times to him, Gordo. Just walk away from it, go inside, shut your door, ignore them. But if you don't want to take advice, then that's, you know. Oh, yeah. That's the only problem, isn't it? Most places now are only pay monthly, wherever you go. So, like, if you've got to work a month before, or 2 months actually, before you get paid. So that's it. And we've noticed a change in Callum's confidence since he's been going on these courses. Same as we've said, while he's enjoying it and he's wanting to go and do them, it's summer holidays. All he'd be doing is shutting himself away in his bedroom, playing on his game. So at least he's getting out and socialising. So, yeah, same as we said, yeah. If he's enjoying it, may as well keep doing it. And they sort of there to advise him, you know, what to do. And they were the ones that advised him to take this notepad. In my day, you went for an interview, they asked you questions, you answered them, and then they'd say, oh, we'll let you know. Never heard of actually taking notes while you're going for an interview, but they advised him to do it. So that's the only problem in Kate, going from getting paid weekly to being paid monthly. It's a bit of a gap in it. Definitely, Gordo. But you'd be surprised how much his confidence has grown since he's been going out and socialised. Oh, that's another thing. See, Callum tells us everything. So he come down last night and went, what would you do in this situation? I says, hiya, Johnny, how are you? He says, there's a lad on my course and he's just messaged. Chris is laughing. He's just messaged me. Yeah. But he's got a bit of a problem with his laptop at the moment. I mean, I don't mind him using mine when I'm not live streaming, but anyway. So we come down and he says, there's this lad on the course. Oh, okie dokie then, Johnny. He says, he messaged me. He wants to take me out for a drink. I went, what? Wants to take you out for a drink? As in mates, or, you know, does he think you're gay? He says, I don't know. No, not yet. Anyway, so yeah. So I says, well, if I were you, I'd message him back and say, well, look, is it just a drink as mates, pals, friends? and see what he says. Because you sort of don't want to put your foot in it and say, well, I'm not gay and blah, blah, blah. And, you know, it could end up being one of your mates. So that was sort of the conundrum he wanted to know, you know, what should I do? I says, well, I'd message him back and just say, well, look, would it be a drink as just mates? Or he wanted to take Callum out for a drink. He'd been washing. But yeah, I says, first things first, you want to know if, you know, he wants to be mates or does he want something else? And in the latter, you know, just sort of break it to him gently. Well, I'm not gay. So that was the advice that we gave to him. He hasn't said anything about it since. I'll ask him in a bit. Yeah, that's basically what we told him, Gordo. Just clarify, you know, are we going out for a drink as mates or, yeah. But yeah, what Chris is talking about is I goes to the toilet, I think it was about 5 o'clock. Now, Callum is the only one that lifts the toilet seat up when he has a pee. Chris sits down and does a pee. So I says to Chris, I says, well, normally I'm a light sleeper and I hear him get out of bed because he don't sort of tread lightly. So normally, hi Tony. Normally if he gets out of bed to go to the toilet, I'll hear him. But on this occasion I didn't. So I says to him this morning, I says, did you go to the toilet at night? No. I says, well, you must have done. I says, because toilet seat broke when I went. I says, and you're the only one that puts toilet seat up. And he swore blind. He'd never got out of bed. He'd not been to the toilet. So, yeah, we've got a mysterious toilet seat lifter upper. Yeah, it weren't Callum, he says. And he's the only one that lifts toilet seat when he goes to pee. So, got the phantom toilet seat lifter. Oh dear. So the mystery continues. Still not got to the bottom on it. He swore blind up and down Dale that he didn't get out of bed. One, he might have been sleepwalking because like it does have a tendency every now and again to sleepwalk. Or either that or he's got out, went to the toilet and can't remember going out and going to the toilet. So yeah, we've got the mystery of the toilet seat lifter opera. But Tim says he's sure it weren't Biscuit. It's good, Tim, but he's not that good. Biscuit. But yeah.
Hi.
You know, we all will in world. I don't think you can train a dog to, well, you can really, but no, we ain't that good. So, but it was the way you were sort of saying this morning. No, I never got out of bed. It weren't me, and we weren't defensive. It weren't me. Weren't me. I says, well, it must have been Callum because you're only one that lifts toilet seat up. Hey up. While it's nice, Tim, Cat comes in for something to eat and buggers back off out. So no, it weren't Cat either. But yeah. So it's been a right conundrum day. girl thinking that Callum were interviewing her. But it sort of, I don't know. He says, oh, I had to get out of bed and turn my light on. He says, because we have them fitted sheets, you know. And Callum wriggles about in bed that much that sometimes his quilt comes off. So he says, I did have to get out of bed, he says, to make my bed. So I'm wondering if we went then, but forgot about it, but remembered going out and tidying his bed up, or, you know, putting his quilt back on his bed and whatever. But yeah, lots of mysterious thing, you know, where we've got a phantom or a ghost that lifts toilet lids up. I don't know. Anyway, it links up there if anybody wants to come up panel. But yeah, it's a mystery. It's like Bermuda Triangle, isn't it? We'll never get to the bottom of it. Unless we put a hidden camera in. No hidden cameras in the bathrooms, I'm afraid. Well, it is Tony, but like when Chris goes, he don't always lift the toilet seat up. And he said it weren't him, so wow, this is it. You know, have you ever heard of a ghost wanting a pee in night and lifting the toilet seat up? But you see, this is another thing as well, is when either me or Chris gets out, because it's early hours at morning, I don't like flushing toilet. So we don't flush the toilet until we get up in the morning, or, you know, at a reasonable hour. Now, Callum will flush it no matter what, day, night, middle at night, whatever. I bear it with Callum, and he can't remember getting up and going to the toilet. Casper the ghost needs a pee. So, but you see that you know, it's like Chris, right? He goes in that much of a deep sleep. Hey, oh, I'd just be thankful not to go out for a pee, Gordo. I'm like going out for a pee every 2 hours, me. But you see, that's how I knew somebody had been to the toilet, because toilet seat were lifted up. So, but yeah, I wish I could sleep as soundly as what Chris and Callum does. Because thunderstorms, you know, they sleep through them. They wouldn't slept through an earthquake. You know, no word of a lie. And here's me, 2 o'clock in the morning. I could feel, you know, place shaking. And I were there, I were awake. So, I can hear a gnat fart in the middle of the night. I sleep that lightly. But yeah, I do sleep really lightly. But Chris and Callum. But Callum is exactly like Chris. They're not morning people. So the grumpy arses first thing in the morning. You know, till Chris has had a fag and a coffee, you know, don't talk to him. Yeah. But yeah, it don't matter how little I drink or how much I drink. Religiously, every 2 hours, or sometimes even less, I have to get. I get out of bed for a wee. So, but you see, it all depends with Chris. Sometimes, you know, he'll get out once, then you know he don't have to get out, and you know, vice versa. But mind you, having said that, I'm on water tablets as well, so that don't help. That makes you pee more. So, but yeah, it's you know, it's one of them things where you've got your, you know, solid as a rock sleepers, and don't have to get out. I don't know why men do it. It's mostly men. Yeah, honestly, crypto. And this is why, because you see, because I'm a light sleeper, once I'm awake, I'm awake. So I get up, I go for a pee, I get back in bed, and then it takes me just to get back to sleep. And that's how it is all night long. And I often say, broken sleep is worse than sometimes than no sleep at all. Because you're sort of waking up, going to sleep, waking up, going to sleep. But when I do get back down to go to sleep, it takes me just, yeah. Hi, Richard. There's only one problem there, Richard. We've got one of them divan things that, you know, that, yeah, it's like a two-parter thing. And it yeah, we ain't got nowhere to put us under. But I hear what you're saying, Tony, because I'm exactly the same. And another thing as well is our roof is a flat roof. It's not one of them kind of roofs, it's a flat roof. So that amplifies, if it's raining, you know, it amplifies it. Yeah. But I mean, I won't class myself as it as insomnia. It's just in, all night long. But this is the thing. Chris can get in bed, and within 2 minutes of putting his head on pillow, that's it. He's away with fairies. But yeah, it's but kick it piss pot over. But that still won't sort of rectify the problem. Is I'm getting in and out, and it takes me just to go to, yeah, Chris is away with fairies. As soon as his head hits pillar, and I'm there, you know, 10, 15 minutes at the least before I yeah. Yeah, you'd be able to plant your plants in it, Gordo. But yeah, I mean, this is the thing. You've got like people that are light sleepers, like myself, and then you've got like deep sleepers. And I keep saying to Chris, I wish I could do what you do, and as soon as you had it pillow, you're asleep and stay asleep. But no. Yeah. Well, you see, I fought for 3 years, Tony, because I had a problem with my blood pressure, and I were like almost passing out, fainting, whatever you want to call it. And I went to the doctor and she says, yeah, that's why your blood pressure's through your boots. Now, I've never had it. I've always had high blood pressure, but not so low as it were like through my boots. So she took like 2 tablets off me, and one of them were the water tablets. Now, when she took them off me, my foot and this left leg, and I fought for 2-3 years to get them water tablets back. And doctors just kept saying, oh, can't do that because as soon as we get them back, your blood pressure's you're going to have the same problem, your blood pressure's going to drop. So we got this new doctor. See you later, Gordo. Hi, partner. How are you? Yeah, their excuse was, yeah, if we give you water tablets back, it's you're going to have the same problem. Anyway, we had this new doctor, and it happened. She rang me to do a review of my tablets, and I was telling her. So she says, take me a picture. So I took a picture of my leg, I sent it to her, and she says, yeah, I'll give you water tablets back without no hesitation. So, and she says, well, we'll keep a close eye on your blood. We'll keep an eye on your blood pressure. And I've never had a problem since. I went about 2 weeks ago for my blood pressure check. Absolutely perfect, 100/70. And nurse says, she says, yeah, your blood pressure's absolutely perfect. So yeah, so much for them. Like for 3 years telling me that they couldn't give me back. Well, I've been going nearly 40 minutes and nobody's joined me on panel yet. So yeah, links there. Johnny's chillaxing. So, I'm saying, Tony, and we're having that flat roof when it's raining, it absolutely like amplifies it. So, but no, you can do about it. Oh, okie dokie then. Nobody wants to join me tonight. I'm sure Richard's got a woman. I haven't seen Gary either yet. This is the thing, Crypto. I seem to be more knackered in the morning than I were before I went to bed. So, come on, at least one person join me instead of me waffling on. You see, the problem we've got is our bed is quite high, but it's easy to sit on, but when you try swinging it, no, that didn't work. I kinky. You know what I mean? I have to have about 2 or 3 attempts before I can swing my legs round to get into bed. And that's, but I don't think I'd have it on any other way, because if it's too low, then the problem is going out of it. So I'd sooner have that and have to swing my legs around and have probably 2. We see what. Hi, Gary. How are you?
Gary.
Just talking about you. Says Gary ain't come in yet. But yeah, it's sort of, if it's too low, you're sort of there like rocking backwards and forwards, like until you get momentum to get out. Well, I do anyway. So in one respect, that's all right. Though it's quite high, But the only problem is the getting back in bit. But yeah, for 3 years, Tony, they won't give me these water tablets back. Took a new doctor, and for like you know, like how they give a ring and review your medication that you're taking. And I mentioned it to her because she's a new doctor.
Yeah, springboard.
Well, yeah. I mean, when all said and done, he's only a bit shorter than me, partnerist. But you know what I mean? I mean, we got like a normal mattress on, and it were what's that? Oh, what's that name of that famous famous mattress beds? Is it Slumberland? Anyway, or something like that. But we found, like, because obviously I'm on the other side as to Chris, he were rolling into the middle. So we got this memory foam. Yeah. I've seen that on an advertisement on telly for Cocoa Pops, I think it is. Yeah, it's a Cocoa Pops advert. So I don't know what it's all about, partners, but it's Cocoa Pops Cocoa Pops advert. So, and we're doing the Rice Krispie themed thing for tomorrow. Boring, isn't it? Sitting here just waffling to yourself. Well, not to yourself, but you know, without anybody to interact with. Ah, is that who sings it? But yeah, you see, it's the thing is, Tony, it's sort of getting that happy medium. It's sort of not about me per se, but you know, it can't be too low, but it can't be too high. Oh, Bill's took pity on me. Look, he's joined me.
Up, let me unmute. Let me. I'm in Echo Town. There you go. I was in Echoville.
Oh, yeah. I'm glad you took pity on me, Bill, because I'm forgetting. I'm sort of running out of things to talk about.
Okay, if you want, here you go. You can check out my legs. That's something to talk about.
Well,
see, made you
you're
laugh.
well planned anyway.
Wait. Don't look there.
We've got white bits.
For all you know, that's suntan.
But
I go to fun beaches.
Yeah. You can all say now that you've seen Bill's legs. But
I've been to a lot of fun beaches along the way. People have seen a whole lot more than that.
Yeah, I know what you mean, Bill.
Yeah. If I didn't think I'd get you strikes, I don't care. I'd show you now.
But yeah. Them beaches where you don't get any white bits at all.
Yeah.
I know what you mean.
And you go surfing.
But yeah. So for them that don't understand what Bill's talking about, he's on about a nudist beach. Yeah.
Hi, Joella. For some reason, I can't type into that little window, the pop out. So, hi.
I
I think it's afraid of what I might type.
can hear it. Baby. I can hear that music.
Oh. I'll be right back.
But yeah, I wish we'd have done it a long while ago, Tony. Perfect. It's sort of, obviously, because I'm a bit, well, a lot heavier than what Chris is. It's sort of, you know, you don't, there's no roll in, you know, it sort of molds to you. So, there you go.
That's funny. I used up all my memory on the computer.
Oh,
So I can't click any windows at all. It's like my mouse vanishes when it goes under the window.
You got to clear some stuff up then, Bill.
Oh, I got it over here.
Ooh.
I got it in the chat window. I'm sort of guessing because the mouse is invisible.
Oh.
But I went down it and I could see it highlighting things as it went down.
How does that happen then? Because I've got like a cordless one, but I've still got the arrow thing.
Let me see
You
if
know
I
what I
can.
mean?
Hang on, this is hard. Not that. Don't say that.
I don't think you need your mobile number, Tony, to join StreamYards on your phone. Not that I'm aware of, anyway.
No, it's just an application.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just need an internet connection.
Yeah, I don't think you'd be able to see chat per se, but yeah, you can still come on people's panels on your mobile.
I'm a mess.
It's like me, Bill, having a bad hair day.
But you know what happened yesterday that was pretty great? 2 years. Whoops.
Oops.
2 years on YouTube.
Ooh.
Yeah, I've got a video tomorrow morning.
Happy YouTube birthday, Bill.
Yeah.
6
Is it 2 years?
Yeah, I've been on 6 years.
And
Not with you and I think.
1,944 subscribers. Woohoo!
But just give it a go, Tony. If it don't let you on, it don't let you on. But I've not heard of anybody needing the mobile number to join panel. It's just a case of clicking on that link, takes you to StreamYard. Well, I knew what he was talking about, Tony. Yeah. You've got to be wise to the world, let's just say. I mean,
I was visiting with Tim earlier.
I saw you. Yeah. We were just about to have a tea where we were having a bit of a late tea. So I couldn't go on panel because tea were about ready.
You guys take your tea seriously.
Well, it's called tea, but it were a late tea. We had, me and Chris had sweet and sour chicken with rice. Absolutely gorgeous. So.
Tea for us.
But that's the thing, because you're behind us, you see. You know, it's.
That's what she said.
Be after, like our tea time is your afternoon, if you know what I mean.
See, Golden Gamer saying, never visited a beach like that. Don't think I ever will. You know,
But this is the thing, Tony.
It's not a big deal.
Tony said it was like a strippogram. Now,
No.
you'd think doing that kind of job, you know, you wouldn't have any hang-ups.
Yeah, it's really not though. It's imagine going to the beach and 99.9% of the people, well, I'd say 99% of the people are just at the beach. It's a day at the beach.
This is it. You see, I've seen it. Like when I'm on my phone and I'm looking at Google. If you ever come back to UK, there's a place called Clover Spa, and it's like an old resort. It's a hotel and everything, just for nudists.
Well, now that's not my thing necessarily, but like if I go to the beach and like if I look around and I'm the only person with pants on, that won't do. Now everybody's staring, and so I take them off, and at least I know why they're staring when I take them off.
But yeah, you know what I mean. It's that is obviously a spa resort, especially for nudism.
Yeah.
Some people don't have any hang-ups about. I mean, I don't have any hang-ups about showing my body, but how can I put it? I've got a lot of scars and and this, that, and other, and that's the only hang-up I've got with my body. I've got several scars. I've got like on my tummy a big scar like that, where they took me my gallbladder out.
See right there?
Oh yeah.
That was a tumor.
Oh.
They gave me a 25% chance of making it till morning.
But yeah, I mean, this was sort of back in the day before KL surgery were invented.
So I figure it's like that's a battle scar. That just shows that I had fun,
But yeah, it's about that long. From here, right down here, and when I had that done, they had to cut you open, but your gallbladder's right back, so they had to have a bit of a rummage round. So it needs to be a big incision. Yeah.
They cut a piece out of my lower intestine because there was a tumor on it, and they said it was as big as your hand.
Wow.
And and they said, "Oh no, you're gonna die." And I was sitting there saying, "No, I'm not. I'll be fine. Just get it out of me. I don't feel good."
That's it. But yeah.
And like 4 days later, when I came out of it, because they cut me way close to my personal area, to get to it. And what the first thing I asked the doctor was? What he did, right? And he says, "Oh, we had to take out part of your colon." And it was sort of funny because everybody else is all scared and everything, "Oh no, everything bad's happening." And so I asked the doctor, I said, "See, if you took out part of my colon, does that mean I have a semicolon?" And it was funny because he looked over at my little brother who'd come to the hospital, the whole family came, and he says, "I think he'll be okay."
He's still got his sense of humor.
Yeah. And my brother saying, "Does it hurt?" And it's like, "Yes, it hurts a lot." But what am I gonna do?
Well, this is it. It's a case of just getting on with it, and you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Oh, I've had several surgeries, Joel, and every time, yeah, you sort of go through this thing where you think, well, what if I don't wake up? Well, I'm not going to know note about it if I don't wake up, am I? You know what I mean? But yeah,
I do. Yeah. Every time I go, they say, "Oh no, you're going to die," and I never die. Go figure.
But all while I got these gallstones, I was pregnant. So yeah, on top of pregnancy, I was being sick. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't eat. I couldn't, all this were going on. They took me in hospital, and then they let me out. And a week later, I was back in because he says they wanted to, start the birth and everything off. They induced me because of my gallstones. So,
you want to hear funny? I heard a comedian when I was running around in the car today. I've got the Sirius XM.
Hi, Jamie.
And a comedian, he said, yeah. He says, when my son was about 7, he says, so where did I come from, Daddy? And he says, "Oh, well, I'll show you a video. Grab some popcorn." And then he watched the video. He says, "Well, how did I get in there?" He says, "Oh, that's a different video. We're going to need more popcorn." Oh, no, he said, "Turn down the lights and grab more popcorn for this one."
But yeah, the gallbladder surgery was by far the scariest one. You know, well, the most major one. But you imagine nowadays, they take you in, whip your gallbladder out, and next day they're sending you home.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But, you know, I'm talking, I mean, my lad's 32 this year. The baby that I were expecting while I got gallstones. So that's how long ago it is since I had that surgery. It were before, you know, so yeah, you know, it's a case nowadays when you have gallbladder surgery, you go in, they whip it out through, what do we call it? Yeah, I forgot what it's called now. Anyway,
They do scope surgery now.
Yeah,
it's a tiny little hole and they stick the little thing in.
Well, it's not that per se, because they have to make several incisions. I think it's about 4 or 6, because they have to pump your stomach full of air before they can, you know, keyhole surgery. That's it, Gary. Thank you very much. I know. Yeah. So yeah, you know, when you have this keyhole surgery now, it's just a few small incisions in your tummy. They have to blow your stomach up with gas, so they know that they can get to the, you know, the bit that they want to take out. And yeah, they're in and out within a couple of days.
Well, couldn't they just like feed you beans or something to fill up your tummy with gas?
Just pump it full of gas. Put these things in and right. No. But yeah, they have to sort of pump you full of gas so they can, you know, yeah, we've got a clear, you know, shot at getting your gallbladder out.
Here's a sneak preview of what's next.
Ooh. Is that your go-kart?
That's a new go-kart.
Ooh.
And I got the factory motor for it, and I think all the factory parts. So I'm gonna completely strip it down to base metal and try to make it 100% stock.
Hi Gaffer, how are you? But yeah, I tell you something, the only trouble with that keyhole surgery is you've got wind for days afterwards. Yeah, put it this way, you've got that much gas, you could probably fill a hot air balloon up. Yeah.
So you don't want anybody playing around with matches behind you.
No. Yeah, it's less invasive, and it's the recovery time is a lot quicker. But that bit that they don't tell you is you're full of gas.
You know, that's still better than getting 15 stitches down your middle.
I had a lot more than that with this one, with my gallbladder surgery, Bill.
Did they do the staples?
No, it were actually stitches. That were before staples were invented and all.
When they did mine, it was 2013. And I mean, I looked like a human zipper. Although I looked like
I have had surgery where they've used the staples. I don't know which is more painful, taking actual stitches out and them staples.
No, I took my own staples out.
So that.
Well, I was sitting around bored and nothing to do and couldn't wear pants. You know, it was sitting right there. You know? Yeah. Well, I was sitting there watching TV and I was playing with one and then looked and went, holy crap, that can't be good.
In your hand.
Yeah, you're holding it saying, oh no, wait, that's what was holding my insides in.
Oh, I had a lot of problems with one at surgeries with mine. I think it were either 7 days or 14 days after surgery, I had to go and have my staples out. So I goes up to the doctor's in the morning to see the nurse. She took these staples out.
Did they make you wear a girdle?
No.
Because they opened me up like that big. They made me wear a girdle thing.
Oh, no.
So there was no pressure on the stitches, so my insides didn't pop out.
This particular procedure were keyhole surgery. Anyway, so I went to the nurse to take these stitches out, and I goes home, and I forgot what I was doing, and I bent down, and I felt, and I looked down, and one of the incisions where she took these staples out were wide open.
Ah!
Honestly, honest to God. And it was sort of like right on my rib area.
Oh dear.
And all others were fine. It was just this particular one here. And all I did was bend down, and it just, I felt it like pop open. And I looked down, and it had come gaping. Yeah.
You know, the doctor that did me, and he told me he did it on purpose, but he cut me perfect right down the center. And now when you look at it, you'd have to look for it to see it. I've already bought you dinner if you see that, because you have to look really close.
Anyway, so I rings doctors up, and I says, well, you know how I come this morning to have them staples out? I says, well, I've just bent down. I says, I heard something pop. I says, and one of them was like popped wide open. Or come up to surgery. I expected them sending me back to hospital. But anyway, top and bottom of it was, she says, once you've been discharged from hospital, you can't go back and have some more staples put in. It don't work like that. So they had to put like Steri-strips on it. You know, the thing.
Why does it not work like that?
I've no idea, because you've been discharged from hospital care and now you're back in your GP. Yeah,
I'd hand them the staples and say, I want my money back for these.
Hi, Tony.
I hope this mic's working again. It was working before.
Yeah, it's fine. Anyway, so yeah, I couldn't go back to hospital. They couldn't put me any more stitches in, so they had to sort of glue me back together with these Steri-strips, and I was going back for weeks.
Well, that's why I said when they did me, because they cut through all the muscles and everything, they made me wear a girdle for 2 months.
Yeah.
And then when it finally came off, it was sort of funny because I was about that big around at that point in the waist. Because I'd been wearing the girdle for 2 months, and I wasn't eating very good because they were giving me like liquid food because it was my intestines.
Yeah, it's sort of got to get used to, the before and after surgery, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I'm glad he's thinking about that, because I got slight problems with my stomach at the moment.
Well, if you go to my doctor, he'll do really nice work.
Well, we'll have to go to America, won't it? Something not very good over in Britain.
He'll want to get inside to see, but he'll do good work when he gets there.
I don't know exactly what I mean, it's doctors, Bill, here in the UK.
They're not that good, are they, Jeanette? Well, the ones I've seen anyway.
But you see, the thing is, this I'd had my staples out, and supposedly it should have all healed up. But all I did was bend down, and I felt it pop, and it were like wide open.
Not very nice.
And I'm thinking that, well, what do I do now?
Hello, everybody.
Rest were fine. It was just this particular one. And their solution was just to pull it back together with Steri-strips, stick one of them square pad things on it, and that rip.
Oh, yeah.
Come back in a few days and we'll just change your Steri-strips and everything and see how it's going on. Took weeks to heal up for some reason or other. I don't know.
I think any procedure, like when they go in and they do surgery, it takes ages to heal and get to some kind of thing, because when they go in, they're causing. Well, I think sometimes they're causing more problems than they're going to be doing, basically.
This surgery that I had on my gallbladder, obviously it was old-fashioned way, where they slice like Bill, where they cut you open,
Yeah.
But they weren't even staples. They were like the sutures. You know.
Yeah. Old fashioned. And they're not like the things where they
Anyway,
put staples in.
I had no end of problems. I got an infection. I got an abscess.
Yeah.
You name it. You know,
So
I had no end of problems. And the thing is now, where that scar is, I've got a lot of deep scar tissue inside there.
Yeah.
And
Can you feel it?
It's round the actual incision, it's numb. So no, I mean the actual where the incision is, I can't. Yeah, it's numb. I had no end of problems. I mean, it's like that. I had carpal tunnel surgery.
Yeah, I've seen that. Somebody else had that done.
And that's what. Yeah, I was supposed to have both of them done, but I had that many problems with that.
You didn't have the one done.
No.
Yeah.
I got an infection in that as well. Plus,
you're like me, you have procedures, and then it's all right when you have it done, and then a few bloody things you get.
I'm lucky if I don't get an infection. I had a surgery on my knee because I had a lump removed. I didn't have any problems with that. Touch wood.
Yeah.
But it's like nearly every surgery that I've had problems. That one got an infection.
Yeah.
And can you see that lump?
Yeah.
That's come up ever since.
It gets to the point, Bill, when you have surgery, and if you have to have surgery, you're thinking, well, am I going to have any side effects after the surgery? So you start doubting yourself.
Carpal tunnel surgery, they've caused more problems than what it's resolved.
Yeah. Yeah.
Every time I have big surgery, usually before I get surgery, they say you're about to die. So the side effect is not being dead.
Oh, it don't sort of.
Well, they seem to be straightforward where you come from. We don't have this over in the UK. They don't say, oh well, if you have this done, you'll get this. This could happen. We don't get all that in the UK. They just go ahead and do it.
But, I mean, it's like everywhere, whether it's states or whatever, Tony. You have to sign on that dotted line to say you understand.
So we don't get sued.
You know, you can have problems. You know, even death. So you could.
Is that so? They don't get. I always wondered, I'm glad you brought that up. I was wondering when they sign that little disclaimer, it says
it's them covering their backs or covering all eventualities.
Yeah.
Is that in case they don't get sued? Because on this country now, it's like I remember saying to you a while ago, when that chap was on the phone to me about my spine eventually going to be bad, where they'll have to go in. You know what I mean? And he said, if it went in now, because I've started to have problems the last 2 years, you could be paralysed and you could sue me basically. So we'll wait till your clip will be. That's what they're saying. We'll wait till your clip up and then we might go in. You know what I mean? But they'll still sign the thing.
This is the thing, Tony. There's a guy that on Struggle Street, and his name's Brian. Now he's had a lot. And he's just had surgery, and all he got, went in here, and went through back. Now, honestly, you wouldn't know to see him that he'd had that kind of surgery.
Yeah,
he's doing a lot more walking. He thinks it's ace that what he couldn't do before, he can do it now.
Yeah. I think it's up to
a few days after his surgery. Yeah, he was walking down his high street.
Yeah, but not everybody's like that, Jeanette. I mean, you'll probably get you have you have 10 patients having the same procedure in different parts of the UK, wherever they are in the world, right? Having the same operation.
Yeah.
And out of the 10, there could be 5 perfect, better than before and all this business. Then you get the other 5 worse off.
Yeah, the last surgery that I had, right? From the surgery, I went into not intensive care, but you've got one particular nurse who looks after you.
Our dependency, no.
I forgot what it's called. It's not ICU. It's Summit U, but
It's not defense, is it?
And it's basically there's just 4 beds in the room, and each patient has got a particular nurse that tends to you, and when they swap over shifts, they've got another nurse. So you know, but you're not like pressing your buzzer for a nurse to come to you. You've got a nurse that is solely. Anyway, I'm only there for a day, and then
I hate that. I had that when I had my what did I have? Oh, when I had my hernia repair. I was in bloody agony, right? It trapped a nerve, they didn't tell me. And they'd done open surgery, so I was down first, right? Couldn't be like what you call it, looked like a purse string job, but it was a bloody mess under this thing they put on. Right? I was in bloody agony. And all the nurse was concerned about was eat something and drink and then you can go home. I said, I feel sick, I'm in agony. I want some painkillers. She kept saying, you should only eat something.
It's first time I had my last surgery. It's first time I've had a reaction to anaesthetic.
I'm not.
The type of surgery that I had was they put you under a deep anaesthetic.
They put me under deep anaesthetic. Yeah, they put me under. Well, local. They put me
anyway, so I went on the ward, and there were 2 women opposite me had the same surgery and had problems with it and were back in hospital. And I'm thinking, oh shit.
Yeah, but I mean, the thing about it is when you
I never had a problem, Tony, whatsoever.
Well, I've had the same problem with the 2 last ones I've had, and both of them put me under, right? And both procedures were supposed to be straightforward. I had like consequences of having the surgery, but the worst thing for me was like the anaesthetic put me under. Was I think it's like they get you out with injection and they put like mass bit, gas and all this business, and it's what they're putting in me all that time. What I'm allergic to, because it's too much of that, I just feel worse than what I went.
But I felt as sick as a dog afterwards, Tony. Yeah. But I was like, other than that, I didn't have no problems. Yeah. And basically, I had the surgery on the Friday. I went to this, like you call high dependency unit, or I don't know exactly.
What is high dependency?
And basically, I'd been there on Saturday. They moved me to ward, and on Sunday I come home.
Yeah, they kit you out. It's just like, guys, they kit you out. If you've never been in hospital and had procedures, they kit you out before you're ready. I mean.
But yeah.
I mean, they kit you out now. If you've had major surgery, your maximum might be in 4 or 5 days. If you've had like a big op. Well, they used to keep you in a lot longer. They kit you out. But then, like Jeanette says, you end up going back in because you're not bloody fit to be released in the first place.
And this is the thing as well. Like I was going back for quite a while to outpatients just to make sure everything were okay and everything.
Going there to see everything's okay.
One of these women in outpatients, and I says to her, I don't know about you. I says, but I've not had no problems whatsoever. I says, were you all right after the? And she says, no. She says, ever since I had operation, she says, I've had no but trouble.
Yeah.
I went, but I've not had one bit of trouble. I says, apart from like when they put me on ward.
Yeah.
I don't know whether it affects it anaesthetic or what, but I was retching. And obviously he hadn't eaten, so there were no.
Well, you don't want
bile coming up.
You don't want to be. I mean, once you've done, I think it's whatever they give you because, for me, they've always had to. Well, that's probably why I stopped giving blood. They always struggle to put me out because my veins keep moving basically, so they struggle to put me out. I always have the main. My dad's got the same problem, so they always get the main one. Well, the one what's been there doing it longer than the understudies, I call it, to look me out, which means because it takes ages for me to go into deep sleep basically, which means it takes me ages to wake up. So it's a problem I have when they put me out, you know what I mean? Because I remember last time they said, "God, you've come now."
It'd be like 3 weeks ago today, and they were doing a blood pressure review, and I got to have these bloods done. right?
Yeah.
That she was the only nurse on you know, on at the time, and
on the loafer.
I come away, you know, plaster there, and she still didn't get it. She says, "Oh, you're gonna have
how about that? How about it's like
to
end up being like body pincushion.
come back in a fortnight, and they got this trainee phlebotomist, right?
Oh, I hate people like that.
And
Don't know what they're doing.
honestly, Tony, she's brilliant at what she does. Anyway, so I went last Monday.
Yeah.
And she tried in this arm and couldn't get one, so that was one down. Yeah. She got a vein here.
Yeah.
And she got to fill 4 vials up like that.
Yeah. But have you noticed that when you get people who try to get some blood out of you and they can't, and that with me
on the very last vial,
like a pincushion.
Me vein popped, and she went, "Oh bloody hell!" Just like
carry on for a minute.
She says, "Not last leg with fell at last hurdle." So anyway, trying to find another vein, and she was saying, she says, "Well, you've got some good veins in your hands." I said, "For God's sake," I says, "just I've still got like a slight bruise, where you know, but it's back of your hand." And I says, "For God's sake," I says, "just pop it in one of them veins." She did.
But I always get. I don't. I mean, you seem to be more straightforward than me. I always the problem when they say, "Are you sure?" I mean, everybody gets stressed up if you NPC, especially if they're putting you out. You know what I mean? You're always going to get stressed out because they tell you before you go what's going to happen, and it's like you'll be fine and it'll be straightforward and all this business. But like I said, 2 cases I've had surgery and they put me out because they had to put me out. Weren't straightforward. But I remember that earlier, I mean, most of them in that ward, I mean, I thought you haven't got a clue. Most of them in that ward never had surgery until, you know, this hernia problem. Ever. Never had any procedures whatsoever, any problems in life. First time they've had surgery, right? They're all having, somebody's telling, I said, it's not my fault I've had to have that. Kale job, which is heals a lot quicker. You know, because they don't cut you open, basically. Yeah. So straightforward, right?
The classic less invasive is kale surgery.
I had mine because my hernia was that big. It was too. You had to go in basically. It was too big. They couldn't do kale with it, right? So it took longer. I mean, I'm
that in a bag, don't they? When you have kale.
Yeah. Well, they have little holes where they put the thing in, don't they? Little whatever they do.
Yeah.
But it's supposed to be faster recovery time. But mine, I think I told you at the time. I had still problems at half and on. They trapped a nerve because they had to push it like back and do this thing. They trapped a bloody nerve.
Well, we hernias nowadays, they remove they push the hernia back in and then they put like a mesh stuff on it, don't they?
Yeah, but when I saw when they took the thing off, I mean, then I think I told you at the time, the stitches had gone septic, so it took twice as long to heal, right? And when I went. They go somewhere once. I went somewhere like here, someplace like that. And he said, "Oh, when did you have?" Because it's where not far from the appendix. When did you have the appendix out? I said, "I've never had my appendix out. That's the hernia." Good God, it's a massive step. Honestly, I was like, "I've still got a bloody appendix." You know what I mean? I was like, "That's not appendix, mate. That's the bloody hernia." Good God, that's a bloody big hernia you've had. You know, like a big massive. I was like, "Well, that's the tough stuff that I don't know about." I went in the bloody way.
In every surgery, apart from this one on my knee, I've had some sort of a problem.
Yeah, I've had the same.
You know, that procedure I had with Keo, one of my things popped open. That one, I got an infection in because they put stitches in too tight. That one on my tummy, that I got abscesses and all sorts because there again they put stitches in too tight.
You've been through the walls, Jeanette.
A little bit, yeah.
I bet they've written on your folder, "Don't mess with this woman," because if you do a procedure, it might have consequences.
If you to hospital, Tony, I bet my folder's about that big.
Well, I actually went, to be honest, I went to see, I might have said to you ages ago, I went to see, well, I don't think much of it, I went to see a specialist today. And last time I saw him was last October. Right, and he was fine last time I went to see him, and today he's gone back to what he were previous to that thing. And I'm saying to him what it's been like since last time I saw him. And he's not bloody listening as usual. And he said, "Oh no, you won't need it because it's like stomach colon type of thing. You won't need a scan because when I go in, I'll see what's going on basically, for this investigation. It's a day case job, but it's got worse, right? So he's now thinking one of the things I said might be. And I said, well, I don't think it's that. I think it's the colon. The colon doesn't work properly. No, it's just this. You could have because I said to him last time, I've seen it once. I could have a prolapse basically down there, where my thing is. Because I've seen it. And I said, so the only thing I'm having a problem with is I'm getting extra. He said, well, that might be part of mucus. My body's producing extra mucus now, which doesn't help the matters. So last time he said, oh, no, you haven't got that. And this time he said, oh, you might have it, because his secretary's had a word with him, because I told her about it. And I said, how long? Because I've been waiting 10 months for this bloody procedure. I'll bump you up the list. I said, how long is that going to take? It could be 2 weeks, could be a month. He doesn't know. So I'm waiting to see. But I said, it's getting worse.
Well,
it's getting worse.
She'll have come on, Tony. Chris has had one of his cataracts done in his eye.
Yeah.
And he's... Scotty says, get the crane as my mum jokes about to record. Yeah, mine's exactly the same. I've been in and out of hospital that many times, Scotty. I bet my records are like that.
Well, I've got a new folder. I started with my feet folder when I was bought my club feet. And my club feet folder it's just that. That's when I saw it. They've got to put elastic bands on it. It's that thick. You know what I mean? So they started on a new folder.
Looking at my record, it's like looking at Harry Potter's book of spells.
Yeah, my last time I saw my foot folder, because I had it since I was born, they've never seen a folder that big, because it's that old-fashioned. It's all gone digital, isn't it now? They went, whose folder is that? Oh, it says, everybody else has got a tiny little folder like that, and mine's massive. And then they've started a new one with other things I've long since, besides my feet, since I've got older. And that's medium sized now, because they keep adding to it. Every time they keep having notes and stuff, they keep adding to it.
Yeah.
And I saw it today, and I thought, yeah, was that it's bigger than what it was last time. I thought, yeah, was it again? What they're doing, just like building notes about what I'm saying and what they've done and what they're going to do. It's business.
They'll never put me on This Is Your Life, because it'd take too long.
But you see some people, when you like you said, day surgery, and you're in the ward. And then they come, they throw all the folders, don't we, all the notes of each patient, right? And you see some folders, and there's nothing in the folders, just a few pages, right? Like that's, oh, they've not had much. And then yours comes along, and it's twice the size of what theirs is. And you're like, well, obviously,
when they go to that trolley to get your notes, and, it takes 2 of them to carry it to consult.
And you're like, what the heck? Why has everybody else got a thin folder, and yours is like getting bloody thicker and thicker and thicker? I mean, so it's probably what also anaesthetists what they put notes, because they put notes, because like you said, if they have like a person doing the procedure, he's got like whatever he's got to do.
Yeah,
well, anaesthetist, they've got like what they got to do.
This last surgery, I went to see an anaesthetist.
Yeah.
And he says, "Oh, I'd like you to go for I think it's called an angiogram, and it's basically to do your heart, and they put like ultrasound, what you have when you're having a baby." But I didn't know what it was for. So I go to have this angiogram, whatever it's called. I don't know, forget now.
Yeah.
And guy that we're doing it says, "Do you know what you're here for?" And I went, "Well, no, not really." I says, "All I know is the anaesthetist wanted me to come and have this procedure, this thing done."
Yeah. Yeah.
He says, "Well, when your anaesthetist were, doing all his observations, he thought you had a murmur on your heart."
Yeah.
I went, "That's news to me."
Yeah. Lights it up.
I did that. I hadn't got a clue, Tony, what he'd sent me there for. I just thought it were, the natural thing when you're having surgery for you to go and have this done.
I never had that done. I told you.
Anyway, and he said to me, he says, "I've worried you now, haven't I?" And I went, "Yeah." I says, "Because I hadn't got a clue what I were coming for or what it was for." And he says, "Well, between you, me, and Gatepost," he says, "and I shouldn't be telling you this," he says, "I've not found any murmur." And that was that. And I says, well, that's put my mind at ease a hell of a
Yeah,
lot.
but they're waiting on your inside your folder somewhere what they've thought it was. So
Yeah.
any special thing can look at what they've
I
done.
always thought that, you know, being a consultant anaesthetist, it said, oh,
Yeah.
well, I thought I heard a slight murmur. You're going to have this thing done just to double check. But no, it just says, I want you to go and have this done. Didn't explain why, but it weren't till I actually went to have it done. The guy that were doing it told me when he were doing my observations that he thought he'd heard heart murmur. I says, well, that's new to me.
Well, he would have written, see, every time you have tests and stuff, whoever's doing the test, that's in your notes, or adds to your notes, you know what I mean? So every single test, because I'm not, that's why the folders get thick. Every single test, every single scan, anything you've had done in the hospital, doesn't matter what it is, gets put in your notes. You know what I mean? So, like you said, by the time you've had all your procedures and stuff, your folder obviously will be bigger than others because they've only done, and that one when I went, they've only had done one procedure, so their folder will be kept.
Like when I had these bloods done last Monday, like a week today, I got a text message on Friday because obviously I'm on thyroxine and that sort of is the lifelong thing. That's why my notes is about, you know, because I've got all this doo-dee-da. Anyway, so I had these blood tests and I call it an MOT because you check everything, you know, magnesium, foliate, everything. She says, your bloods is all fine apart from your thyroid is underactive. Have you missed any tablets? So I replied, no, I take them religiously every morning. I line them up, you know.
Yeah.
I take
go on then, don't they?
Every single morning without fail. So she said, well, we're going to have to up your thyroxine then. So we're on 200 and now I'm on 250. Chris has picked them up today, actually, my tablets.
Have you noticed, Jeanette? I don't know if you know when you get. I mean, I don't know because obviously, I'm on all sorts of bloody medication for different things I've got. But when you're young, you don't have all that medication unless you've got something serious when you're young. You know what I mean? And when you get older, anything's you know, if you've got health problems anyway, things start packing up or things start happening, you start having these problems, and then you
often have
you're there before you have any dinner with it.
I often have a conversation with Chris, and I says to him, I says, I'm dropping to pieces. And he'll say, well, I tell you what, he says, I'll put you back together if you put me back together.
Want a new body.
Make sure you put me back together first, I says, because there's no chance of me putting you back together.
Almost the same. She's a walking minute. I mean, she's what? I think I said to you a while ago, she turned 81 last year. Well, I think she's 81. She keeps saying she's longer than that, but she's not. And every day she's there with all the pills she's got to take. All right. Now she takes a lot of pills for different things. I mean, she's got COPD, so she takes.
And that's not including my pain medication, Tony. That's
walking medicine cabinet.
Yeah. Hey, look, I've got the kids' lunch bag, and it's full to brim with my medication. But yeah,
do you not sometimes wonder if it's not doing a service
because they test for everything. For them, you know, them big vials that they come with. She had to fill 4 of them.
Yeah.
But she managed to, well, not quite fill, but she managed to fill 3, and then my vein did a pop on me.
Yeah. And
I thought, well, I've been here long enough. You had an attempt on this arm. You've got some out of that arm and it's popped. I says, for God's sake, I says, do it in back of my hand. I says, you know, you're saying, oh, them veins in back of your hand look good. I says, for God's sake, just stick needle in this and get it over and done with.
Have you ever been in a position like I have where you've actually paid for people, you know, when you have these procedures, you know, these investigations, to like inject? I've had that. I might have said to you once that entire where it's radioactive and they inject it when they're taking images.
Oh yeah, right? My mum
I paid for that. It's bloody expensive. I paid for that once, and the woman in question, I think I mentioned this once, guys, ages ago. The woman in question couldn't get a vein, couldn't find a bloody vein. She kept faffing about, she couldn't find a vein. A chap got it done. Just no matter, 1 minute tops, maybe 2 minutes at most. Got it done. And his face, I said, well, he couldn't manage it.
Tony, there's a room and it's full of phlebotomists. That's them that take it forward. Now they can get it first time. And that's why she wanted me to go back, because this young girl, she's doing like a rotations and training up to be a phlebotomist, but she's good. She's good at what she does. But yeah, I call it my MOT because they test everything. They test your liver function, your
MOT checkup,
your foliates, your calcium.
Yeah, I think I had that a while ago. When you're a certain age, you have like this check for everything. I've had that once, I think.
I have sort of bloods in between, but you see, this is the thing as well. With there being like a little bit of an hiccup with my thyroid function.
Yeah.
They'll probably send for me in about 6 weeks to test to see whether this extra 50 micrograms has rectified problem.
Oh, they have to check, don't you, for medication?
In your thing. But you see, the thing is, with this thyroxine, they can't bump it up too much too quickly, because then you start getting palpitation. It's something to do with,
well, it's like anything else. I mean, they've got
slowly. I mean, like when I first diagnosed as having an underactive thyroid, they start you off at 25, then they'll test you weeks later, and they'll bump it up to 50. Then you go 6 weeks later, and they bump it up to 75. They've got to do it.
Well, they're being safe. Yeah, that's what they're doing. They can't give you the top dosage straight away, can they?
If they do it too quickly, it can lead to all sorts of, palpitations, all sorts. So they have to do it slowly. And I was surprised that she gave me she bumped it up 50. I was expecting her saying, well, we'll just put another 25 on you, and then we'll test it in a few weeks' time. If that's still not a rectified problem, we'll bump it up another 25. But no, she's gone straight for it jugular and give me another extra 50.
She must know what she's doing, but she must have also led your medical history as well.
They aren't seeing results and everything. I don't know how underactive it was. Yeah. So, but hi Tracy, hi Kath. But the thing is, I bet any money I get a thing saying, can you come back in for because they have to test you to make sure that 50 micrograms.
That dosage is quite light, don't they? Otherwise they'll knock you down again. They have to test. They have to make sure the dosage on is sufficient. If it's too much, they'll knock it down again.
They let you take it for 6 weeks, then they'll call you back in for another blood test to check, see if that extra 50 grams has rectified that problem.
Yeah.
If not, then
they're doing checking. They're checking it all the time because, like you said, if they do it long, Jeanette, they're in serious. You could sue them because they belong, wouldn't they?
The funny thing is, Tony, it's mostly when I'm in bed at night, I do get like a bit of palpitations. So this is what I'm saying. They have to be show to be on the ball, because too much, and it can go.
It will be serious,
overactive rather than underactive. So basically, I wouldn't be surprised if in about 6 weeks' time I get a thing saying you need to come back in to have your thyroid function tested again to see whether this 50 micrograms has done the trick.
I think she's passed away now, but my grandma had overactive thyroid. I don't happen to it, but she had to take medication like that. And she didn't die from that, she died from something else, but she had to take medication all the time.
You can get overactive with it's like your thyroid is all hormone based, right? Yeah. So you can get, fatigue, all this, but the top and bottom of it is, if you've got an underactive thyroid, when you're eating, it's not burning the calories off properly. So hence the reason why I'm big, because mine's underactive.
Yeah.
Now, overactive,
you can't help that, mate. It's just your makeup, isn't it?
You're burning off too many calories than what you're eating.
Yeah. Your body's so complicated. That's what I've noticed since I've got older. Like you said, when you're young, I mean, I remember when I had my knees done when I was 17. Well, I think it was 18, 19. I mean, a big procedure, but within a year and a half, bounced back from it. Basically, it weren't straightforward minor job. It was a major job, right? And I'm glad I had it done because I couldn't have had it done now.
I hope crypto can't need a padded room sometimes. But anyway,
but when you get older, I've noticed. I don't know if they have the same thing, thinking the same, the same thing. You don't seem to, even in your procedure, like I said, you don't seem to bounce back as quick as youngsters do, because your body's breaking down, basically. You know what I mean? So that's why they don't like. I had
the procedures recently, but yeah, I mean, my left knee, it's got no cartilage in between it at all, and all you can hear is crunching. And I went to a physiotherapist, and she says, ideally, she says, it's that bad, you need a knee replacement. But one, it's your age, and two, your weight. So I says, well,
I bet they'd say lose some weight.
Can't they drain it? Because it looks like a balloon, the fluid on my knee.
Yeah, why they keep? I mean, there's nothing that ticks me off about these doctors.
Tommy, you're too
when you've got something like that, and you get to the point where you have to have a knee operation, you've got to have it done because you have to have it done. Basically,
in no uncertain terms, Tony, you've got to put up with it. That's basically what this is.
I've heard this before. A few people's had the knee operation. Oh, you're too big. You need to lose some weight because the way you are, it'd be dangerous to put you out. So if you lose some weight, then we don't have to give you as much anesthetic. That's what it's all about. You know what I mean?
But they wouldn't drain the fluid off my knee.
Well,
I'm too high a risk. I'm too high a risk of infection, etc. And I says, well, can't you recommend I have them injections, them steroid injections?
Yeah.
There again, you're too high a risk. But I've had several in this shoulder, Tony.
Yeah.
Without problem. But
so what they're not saying to you? That's what I want to know. What they're not saying to you, it makes you think, doesn't it? You know what I mean?
I don't know.
This is
the thing. What they put in your notes. I mean, you could ask to see your notes, but
you'll get a shock if you had your notes.
99% of the people don't ask to see the notes, so she could.
Yeah, but you're entitled to see your notes because at the end of the day, that's our body. That's your. I mean, they've written all. Sometimes they like this stupid handwriting where they're trained to write stupid, where patients can't read the writing, because this is what they do when they do train medical doctors on it. I've seen some of the notes in the past. I can't read that.
Tony, she says, well, in my opinion, and this is what I'm going to recommend to your GP, no way would they recommend you for a knee replacement.
Yeah. So
basically, they had got to go with what this physiotherapist said.
Yeah.
Now, it did say, hang on a minute, Tony. It did say hello, and they were chilling out on bed, so he's probably fell asleep, Tracy.
Yeah. But, I mean, I used to think I think I don't know if I said to you, Jeanette, when they were young and I had my feet done up to, I think it was 8 or 9, the physios and stuff back then were proper physios, as I call them, right? Because I noticed when I was, in 88, the first knee procedure, right? It's shut now, but they've moved to a new children's hospital. The physios, I told them, kept saying to me, I don't have a decent feet, no balance, basically. I can't use clutches. Right? I have to use clutches. Couldn't use clutches. And physio, no, you'd be all right with clutches. And I'd only just had my procedure done in plastic cast, all this business. And I nearly went back into bloody theatre because I found the bloody floor with, this knee just being done, no thing. She runs off the bloody physio and leaves me on the bloody floor.
This is it, Tony, and Tracy will tell you.
What are you doing?
Tracy, this is truth, and Tracy will tell you. She broke her ankle. She broke a couple of metatarsals, the bone in your foot, and 2 toes.
Yeah.
And they gave her one of them boots. Now, she went back after so long because she waited and waited and waited and was still wearing this boot. And they'd left her that long with this boot on that everything had seized up. And basically, they had to manipulate her ankle.
Doesn't surprise me. It's gone. I don't know. I'm not trying to dish NHS and professionals because some of them do a fantastic job. You know what I mean? I mean, if I didn't have the surgeons I had when I was young, obviously this knee would have been still coming out even now. You know what I mean? So that they did one thing, but the physios, I mean, the bits of kids at 24, and to me, they're not as good as they used to be because she buggered off. She left me. Bloody sister came. She went, what trouble have you been causing? I said, bloody phone for Christ's sake, can I get up? And she's like, oh, but only been there 2 days when you were. As soon as you go, the better. You're making more trouble in the soft neck. I told this specialist,
they're not all they cracked up to be because they caused.
He went, do you know, if that had been something, you know, thing, he could be back in bloody theatre.
Yeah.
And undoing what I've just bloody done to him.
So I mean, it's a deal. The brakes up, but it had all seized up in because she'd been in that boot for that long, and they should have.
Must be a new thing. They didn't have that back when I was a kid.
And by the time she went back for an appointment, all her ankle and everything, and they were pushing and pulling and manipulating her ankle, and it was like a balloon after they'd done all that.
Yeah. But I know for a fact, if I didn't have the physios when I was a kid, I wouldn't have been walking and been in a bloody wheelchair. You know what I mean?
That's just lately.
You know what I mean? But things haven't changed since.
They know all it that they make out to be because they want to let.
No, I don't think. I mean, to me,
long.
Yeah, sometimes I don't think that. Sometimes no, I think it's like, well, I would go on the thing I had, my condition. They never had seen it before, and they were just experimenting on me. You know what I mean? Because when I went, I think I said to you, when I went to see a consultant many years later, he said they don't do what they did to you when you were a kid because it's too severe and serious and to cause other problems. You know what I mean? Because I've learned since then. I was a bloody guinea pig. You know, but they won't say it to your face. I'll say that we shouldn't have done that. We shouldn't have done this. We were just trying error to see if it worked or not. And put you through the bloody lingo.
It just goes to show. I mean, we're talking only a few months ago with Tracy. They caused more problems, and she was in agony, and they didn't give her anything to when they were, manipulating it.
Yeah.
And her ankle had actually healed, but she couldn't bend it or do anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
So basically, they had to, manipulate it and all this, that, and other. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I mean, it's like the one I saw today. Everybody you see, specialists, they've never had any health problems. They're just gone off what you're telling them, what somebody else is telling them, all right? And then sometimes I'm getting, whether it's me, I'm getting older and I'm getting a bit bloody past all this going for these hospitals and stuff. Sometimes thinking, well, why am I wasting my time if you just can't be interested in what I'm telling you? And I'm suffering this stuff, you know what I mean? And he's going, no, when I go in, I'll do this, I'll do that. I don't need the scanners, but if they had a scan, it could see exactly what's bloody going on. You know what I mean? No overlook. But his attitude today was disgusting, a bit arrogant again. And I thought, well, I don't think much of you again.
When Chris went to have these cataracts done in his eye, that consultant were a nasty piece of work.
I don't like people like that.
Chris is nervous because he don't like people poking out his eyes in first place. And he says, relax your shoulders. And he literally pushed him onto bed, and then ever since then he's had problems with his neck.
Yeah.
So so that is basically, and Chris says, because he got several places he could go, and he chose. It's called Spa Medica, and it is actually a private place, but they do NHS work.
Oh, it's like a private hospital, is it?
It's not even a hospital, it's like a clinic.
No. Oh, a clinic, a plant clinic.
Yeah, yeah. And it's like on an industrial estate. Believe
Why
it
have they
or
put
believe
it? Why have they put it? It makes you wonder why they put an industrial estate.
Honestly, Chris did a live stream just before he went in, Tony.
Right.
It looks the part. It's, you know, it's all kosher. But what, same as you say, why put it on in it? Anyway, so it's private. It's private, you know, if you want to go private, that's where you go. But, you know, filling in gaps and doing NHS work.
Yeah, on the side, basically.
Chris said if he weren't messing about for me eyes, he says I'd have got up and walked out. He were right. He were right.
Well, I mean, when you have cataracts, don't you have? I mean, when I had my eye done, you have like a pad over your eye, don't you, when you have cataracts done?
It's a plastic thing what they stuck over his eye with holes in it.
We're not that posh up here. You put like a little pad on your eye, right? And when I had my squint done, was it 5 years now, something like that? And I think I might have said to you at the time, I shouldn't have gone home because I had a bleed behind my eye for 12 months, right? Because the procedure, you know, it was that bad when they was doing whatever they do. It was bleeding. And when I told the consultant, you know, a few weeks after, he said, shouldn't have gone home, you should have seen a doctor. What does that nurse telling you to go home? It's not bad. Oh, you've had this cataracts, he said. I'm not a bloody cataracts, I've had bloody squint, which is more bloody serious.
But yeah.
You know what I mean? And I was like, the bloody nurses are rubbish. You know what I mean?
I've not had no problem.
It don't happen to me.
Apart from, he like literally put his hands on Chris and shoved him down onto bed because he said, put your shoulders back. And this is good, Tony. They're poking about with your eyes, and he says, don't keep blinking. He says, you're making my job harder.
He's in the wrong job, isn't he?
That is no word of a lie. And
that is unprofessional.
When anybody's poking about with your eye, your natural
instinct is to not put a local anaesthetic in the thing? Because they do that and they do.
They went and they put like drops in.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah. Because when my mum were going to have it done, she was telling me about they come with this big needle, and I went, no,
big needle. That's a needle.
I said, just tell me. Anyway, she never had it done. She died before she had it done. But as soon as she started on about needles, didn't I? And went, that's it. No, don't.
No, I don't want to. I mean, like when I had my thing, I said, don't tell me what you're doing, just put me. He says, well, you'll be out anyway. Well, again, because I couldn't find me, bloody chap couldn't find me the vein. I had to get his boss. The chap in the theatre, the chap is going to do operation. He's working in the theatre, and he was saying to me a few weeks later, you know, after a few like they do when you see me in clinic on this business, you would have felt, you know, the way you felt. I'm not surprised because they took ages to put you out, so we had to wait ages before you were deep under before we could do anything. And that was that idiot's fault. They understood it. You know what I mean? No, in theatre waiting. He's telling the bloody chap off. He's going, why is he not under yet?
Chris both went. One of them little midgets. Both me and Chris went to opticians at the same time, and we only go every 2 years. So 2 years into that, they told both of us that we got cataracts in his left eye. So we went again for an appointment. He'd gone in before me, and I were out, chose my glasses, and she were measuring me up. By the time Chris come out, and I went, you're a long while. He says, that cataract in my eye's got that bad. I've got to have surgery on it.
Yeah.
And that was that.
Do you have what I've got to have again? I've got to have. You have the normal NHS test, and I pay extra £10 to have this eye.
Chris did.
Where it is. The thing where they check your eye, but inside your eye was bloody business. You know what I mean?
Like the retina and everything. They check.
Yeah. You pay extra. You have to pay extra for that. Where I go.
Yeah, Chris. That done that, but he had a problem with he's got like 2 different pairs of glasses now. One for reading, and
I have bifocals now.
One for driving.
Yeah. The only reason I think I said to you before, the only reason I got that squint done, I mean, I should have done it when I was 8. I didn't get it till later on in life, basically. But I had to wait ages before I could wear glasses because it's pretty bleed, basically. And when I got my glasses, I mean, this is my second pair of bifocals. This is the only reason why I got them done, so I don't have to keep swapping glasses all the time.
Hi, Rafa. How are you?
But I noticed when I got it done, right, that when I used to have that thing which doesn't affect me now, that puff when I puff that bit of air in your eye,
Yeah.
it used to like water. The one what's been done before it got done, it used to
I
water
hate
like
that.
anything for a week, right? But when they got it fixed and then when I had the eye test, she said, "Oh," I said, "Well, I've had that because I went to different opticians because they said, oh, it used to do that." I said, "Doesn't it? I've had a squint job." So
Yeah.
then once I had the eye test and stuff, they must have checked the hospital because next time they went, "Oh yes, she had that thing surgery back in wherever it was." So on the notes of the opticians
Yeah,
now, you
for
know what I mean?
weeks, Chris didn't
Is it
have to
still
wear
bothering you?
glasses. But
Yeah.
you have to go like back to opticians to check,
Yeah.
On the cataract surgery, etc., etc.
Yeah.
But it's sort of his left eye's okay because he's had the cataract done, but his right eye is still the same, obviously.
Yeah.
So they
Yeah.
sort of got to balance the two in glasses because he's still needing it for the eye that he hadn't had done. But now they're saying that there's cataract coming in that eye as well.
Yeah. Well, they do, I mean, I think sometimes, because I know somebody who's had this, when when you get a cataract, if it's serious, you've got to have surgery, get them sorted, you don't have cataracts anymore, you know what I mean? But like you said, sometimes they could come back again. You don't always go away, they come back sometimes, you know what I mean? And then you're like, well, I've already had that. I remember somebody else telling me I had that, said, well, think yourself, I've been a couple of times, I've had this cataract, the kids, I've had it 4 times now. I was like, what the hell? She's on the same person as me.
Now he's had that cataract done, and the fact that he's got one in other eye, rather than going every 2 years, he's got to go every year now.
Yeah, he's got to check everything.
We're not going to be able to go together now because mine's only 2 yearly and his is every year.
Mine's like mine was overdue in May, and they've been pestering me since May. Come and get your eyes tested. Come and get your eyes tested. So I'm going next week instead. You know what I mean? And then they'll be saying, your eyes have deteriorated because you've been wearing the wrong pair of glasses. And how was that thing since you had it done? You know what I mean? Has it come
like
back?
This, I look at it this way. As you get older, I mean, at one time, I've got loads of photos without any glasses on at all. But then all of a sudden, your eyes start deteriorating. And now, if I were to take my glasses off, I can't see a sodding thing.
Well, mine's detail. I'm short-sighted, but I didn't start wearing glasses till I was 18, right? See, the specialist about my squint, he said you should have been wearing glasses since she was 8. So, again, they missed it. You know what I mean? And so I had all sorts of problems when I was 8.
Glasses.
But I've always worn glasses since 8. 2 years after I left school, guys, I started wearing glasses.
Chris has got.
And I've always worn since. Yeah. I'm the same. I can't take the glasses off. I can't see damn bloody pen. Can't see anything. Just blur people's faces.
I'm as back without mine. But yeah,
I talk to you at the glasses. I could see your face now. I couldn't see your details of your face.
These are very
blurred. No, my mum's got them. I can't do them.
Chris can't get on with them either.
It makes me feel sick. My mum wears them. She said, "Try." He said, "Did you?" So put your bloody glasses on. She's only about she can't see. She's watching TV. She's not got glasses on.
I've been varifocals for about 5 years, and Chris says, I don't know how you get on with them. I says, I've got that
3 different lenses.
Yeah. It's like 2 lenses. It's like a reading glasses and a distance glasses all in one. You've got like basically 2 pairs of glasses.
They're not cheap, though, are they, Jeanette? They're not cheap. You tell people how much the things are a lot dearer than what
I'm this way.
They're not cheap, are they?
I've worked all my life. I've paid into the system, so if I don't have to pay, you know what I mean. It's the same when you go to doctors, and they prescribe. Oh, it's only a few quid at chemist. I says I don't care. I says because of my underactive thyroid, I get free prescriptions for the rest of my life. I says so why should I pay for something that I know I can get a prescription and not pay for it? Answer me that.
Well, I agree with you there, Jeanette, because I think I had a time where I had to pay for prescription. It cost me a lot of medication, you know what I mean? And when you get your thing back and you don't pay for it, you're like, thank goodness for that, I don't have to pay anymore. But it's costly. I mean,
you imagine it, prescriptions, I don't know how much they are. Are they £9 something nowadays?
Well, they're more than that now.
I don't know.
Is it £9.89 per each one? Bloody dear.
Hey, you're not on your own there, Joe. Well, that's one place I don't like going dentist.
What's she talking about? Oh, I've cancelled that many times. I've cancelled it again. I don't go till September. I can't pronounce next month. But anyway, next month. And I should have gone in Feb.
We haven't got a dentist locally.
We did have.
We
We
know.
did have Brick closed down. But anyway, so that's one place because I had a bad experience when I was a kid, you see. So
I don't like. No, I've had that. I've been the same situation. I've had bad experience with dentists. I don't trust them.
but the thing
Right.
is, I have them checked. I've
Yeah.
had, several, quite a lot of fillings and whatever.
Yeah.
But if I can get away with not going, I won't.
Yeah.
No, I don't. I don't.
That's another thing I'm not looking forward to next month. Bloody dentist. Should have gone in Feb.
That's
I'll end up
it.
with more bloody food than stuff make when I go.
Raphael says teeth and eyes. Is
No,
too
look
expensive,
back. No
yeah.
dentist I know, Joel, looks like George Clooney. No chance. I don't think. No.
I mean,
chance.
I
The one
looked at
I'm
it this
over,
way,
it's all right.
these is all my own. They're not,
Yeah.
they're not dentures. They're my own teeth. And I don't think I've done bad to get to 61 nearly.
Yeah.
Still having all my own teeth.
Well, you're lucky because, like, my dad obviously he had problems with the dentist when he was younger, and he had his teeth taken out when he shouldn't have had them taken out, basically. So he's got false bed thing.
Yeah.
Mum's a bit older. She's not had that, but
I
she's
don't
had problems with
think
dentists, and she's got all sorts of
get my
problems.
prescriptions free anyway.
But everything, like you said, everything. I think you've had a discussion once. I was on a live just looking at in the chat.
Crossing, it's
Yeah.
a lifetime thing. So for
Yeah,
all of my lifetime, I won't
Yeah.
have papers. That's one of the things, hypothyroidism they call it. That's the proper
Yeah.
name for it.
yeah.
Because I've got that and it's a lifelong thing, and I've got to take that medication for the rest of my life. I don't want to pay for my prescriptions.
Well, you didn't know this when you were teenage, did you? Like when you get certain, you've got to start taking all this medication. You know what I mean? I know my mum says when I get more medication, she keeps saying to me, "It's because you're getting old. Things are packing up." I went, "Oh, thanks a
they
lot."
have to take dumper truck to fetch mine.
Doesn't apply. My grandmother was the same. She stayed here. No, the other house we used to live at for 2 weeks when my parents went to Canada, and she said, I said, "Well, yeah." And I said to her, "What's all that, Grandma?" I said to her, "What's all that medication?" She took loads. She went, "This is what I've got. This is what I've got to take." You know what I mean? And she's just laughing and says to her, "They didn't take all that." "Oh no, when I was a teenager, I was fit as anything. But look at the stuff I've got. Nothing to look forward to." She says to me, "Old age. This is what happens when things start packing up." Well, that's nice, isn't it? This is what you've got to look forward to.
But
You know what I mean? She had all sorts of medication.
the thing is, the prices at the dentist nowadays,
Yeah.
struggling to get an appointment, people are resorting to extracting their own teeth.
Yeah. I know someone who did that. But that doesn't help, does it? Because it makes it worse. You know what I mean?
So, I
If you
mean,
do
at
it
the end of
yourself,
the day,
you're going to cock up.
You're not a qualified dentist.
No,
and,
they're going to go ape shit.
me,
Going to go in your mouth.
roots. So if I were
Yeah.
to put a tooth out, chances
Yeah.
are I won't get root come out with it.
But I knew somebody who actually did that. Didn't go dentist. Got this DIY kit off eBay. eBay of all places, right? And he's there with it because it's too loose. He thought he could pull it out, and he made it worse. So when he did go dentist, he went to not the dentist I go to, but they won't like a similar practice to what I go to. They went ape shit. What have you done that for? He had to have his tooth pulled in the end. He had a bloody abscess where they pulled it. You know what I mean? Because I said you shouldn't have done what you did. You know what I mean?
It's all
Because
right,
he didn't.
Bill. Well,
And I was like, why the hell did you do that in the first place? You know,
the thing is, Bill, we're talking about
all sorts of stuff.
the
Health.
lack of NHS dentists,
Yeah,
plus the extortionate prices that dentists charge. People in this country have resorted to extracting the teeth themselves.
No.
yeah. It's that bad over
Honestly,
here.
some of them have
Yeah.
resorted to extracting the
Yeah.
teeth themselves.
And they've made it worse, haven't they? Because a lot of them have ended up with more serious problems and stuff, Nick. and then they end up going to a dental hospital because it's got that bad.
They must be desperate.
I know they must be desperate. I'm not saying they're not desperate, but I mean, come
I
on,
wouldn't even think of pulling my own teeth out.
I wouldn't either.
Honestly, I haven't got the balls to do it.
I haven't got the courage to do it, Jeanette, because I mean, it must be in that much bloody pain if you're pulling your own teeth out.
Yeah.
I
I don't
mean,
have the
You know what I
stomach
mean?
for it.
Joel
unbelievable.
says, Bill, you have beautiful teeth.
I know. I wish my teeth were like
But yeah,
that.
because I
I
can't afford a dentist, so I use the high-end Sonic toothbrush like 3 times a day.
Oh, wow.
I agree totally, partners.
You know what gets me?
It comes
Yeah,
into
I agree with that,
something when
partners.
there's
It's gone down the dog's
a
space. But
shortage of NHS doctors and dentists, and the fact that if you find a dentist, more often than not, they don't accept NHS patients. So it's costing people an arm and a leg just to have
to go private, yeah, go private, yeah.
Yeah, it's sort of funny the way I think. You know what I thought? If he pulls a tooth, he also pulls an arm and a leg.
Well, you need one of them, Bill, to be able to afford to go to the dentist in first place.
But I mean, did I lead somewhere a few months back where, you know, like you were saying, there's a lack of dentists, people aren't taking people on, and they were doing exactly what you just said, you know, doing their own do-it-yourself job. But they were saying, in this paper, I don't know what paper I was reading, probably one of the posh papers like Express or Mail, do not only, and I thought, well, it's like you saying that in the paper, but you don't know, you know, if you're in that position, it's like saying, don't do that, go and see a qualified dentist. But if you can't get on the bloody dentist practice, what have you got? Unless you go to emergency one, you know, where you have to pay for the bloody nose, basically.
Yeah.
And they say, oh, how long since you've been dentist? Well, it's about 10 years. I'm not surprised.
They
You've seen
charge
your
about
teeth.
100 quid just to have a consultation and from
Just to look at them. Yeah, exactly. Just to look at your bloody teeth. And then said, oh, sorry, do you want the good or bad news? What do you mean? And then they're like, how much?
Yeah, partner says you'd have to sell a kidney to go
Yeah.
private.
Have you got? Yeah, and then and then sometimes if they've got put everything on credit, which charges the bloody interest, don't they? Interest on the bloody credit card.
That's the issue we've got, Scotty, as well. We don't know where nearest dentist is because we did have one like locally, but it closed down. So,
you know what's even worse though is imagine going to the dentist and having good teeth and everything looks good and they're all thumbs up and everything, and then they want to charge you $4,000.
Yeah.
And you're not even sure why.
Chris's answer to it, Bill, is get a piece of string, tight at door handle.
Doesn't work, Jeanette. I've tried that in the past. Doesn't work. Makes it worse.
But yeah,
I did that when I was young because I didn't know. I didn't know any better. I put it down to not knowing enough about life, and I tried that, and it made it bloody worse. I ended up going dentist because the dentist I was on at the time.
You could
I think it might have
break
taken 8 years
below
ago.
the gum. Yeah.
Yeah, I had a rotten tooth, so I couldn't get a dentist quick enough. My mum couldn't get me into a dentist. So that's what I did. You know what I mean? Not close the door on this bloody business. And he ended up taking the good tooth out next door to whoever. And then eventually I had to go back in and take the bad, so I lost 2 teeth. And same with the dentist.
Confidence as well. I'll get all.
But I noticed on his challenge now, I went on his challenge something, Callum.
Moderators and make a few moderators.
He's looking very old now, Callum.
Don't tell him that.
Huh? He's looking since the last time I saw him. I thought, yeah, you're getting older.
Sorry,
I mean, don't tell him that.
Yeah, that's trouble, Scotty. They don't factor into the, you know, that not everybody's got transport, and if you go into town over and you have an extraction, you're in agony, and then you've got to catch a bus to go home, so you're not in best of moods. You know what I mean? Hey, Callum,
that's a lot. Laugh a scrap
Did you
of that for
message
dentist.
that lad?
I don't like dentist.
What lad?
in the ask chat for a drink.
Yeah.
What did he say?
What do you mean?
Did you say is it just as mates or?
Yeah, I think it's just mates. Yeah.
Right. You thinking he might be a shit lifter?
No, he got
What's
this.
on now?
It's been going on this course
Shirtlifter?
since he broke up from college, right?
Right. Well, he's still doing colleges, though. Yeah.
Basically, functional skills like doing his CV and making
Oh,
and all this, but he's enjoying it.
right.
The same as we said, while he's enjoying it, keep going. You know,
Yeah.
other than that, if he weren't doing that, he'd be up in his bedroom playing on his game 24/7. Aye,
Yeah.
welcome back, Gordo.
I don't know what a shirtlifter is.
Well, it's a new thing. I never knew what a shirtlifter was
Yeah.
for a few years back. But
Homosexual.
it's a gay person. They've got a different. As I'm getting older, there's new names coming up. You know, I noticed as I'm getting older, all these new youngsters are using new names for things where I've known years ago before they were born. Like, oh, there must be what you call it, power biters. That's a new thing I didn't know for a few years ago. You know what I mean?
What it were, Tony, this lad that's on this course with Callum
Yeah.
messaged him last night. I don't know whether it's on Instagram or whatever. And
Yeah.
wants to take him out for a drink. I said, nah, sort of start as you mean to go on. Are we just going out for a drink as mates, or you know?
Yeah.
Which is one night.
Yeah, but yeah, a bit more on the ball than my parents were. You know, that age.
Gordo's
Yeah.
a sausage smoker.
Yeah.
You know, I've got two guys that live catty corner across the street that are gay.
When you go to
And when I talk to friends and they ask about them, I say, yeah, they're gay. But when I talk to them in person, I call them butt pirates.
What? Butt pouch.
Butt pirates.
Different countries say different things about what
Well,
gay people are.
it's funny because it's only when I'm talking to them. When I'm talking about them, they're two nice guys. They just happen to be gay.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know?
But
Well,
yeah, Chris, Callum's just said he don't get the vibe from him that he's gay. So
No.
yeah,
Well,
so,
as I said,
Well, you
these
sometimes
guys,
can
nicest
tell,
guys you'll
you
ever
know.
meet.
I mean, Cam will know as he gets older, he'll get, it's the experience you get when you're young. I mean, and at 21, I didn't know what. Well, obviously, I'm a bit immature back then, but when I
probably
was 21, I didn't know what gay was.
what Callum is, and hadn't got any friends socially. So
Yeah.
I think basically that's probably another explanation for him asking him out for a drink. Yeah,
Yeah.
Callum.
You might be looking for someone to hang out with.
Well, that's what I've just said.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
don't hang out socially with any friends, so he might
Yeah.
be in the same boat as Callum and just wants a
Drinking
mate
buddies.
that he can
Drinking
go out.
buddies. Drinking buddies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just to make
Yeah.
that he can
Drinking mates,
socialise
yeah,
with,
I've
go
got
out
buddies
for a
doing
drink
that.
for. Because
Yeah.
Callum not go to a pub on his own.
No way.
Does he know? I do. I went in the pub my own at 25. Doesn't bother me.
Oh, that says if it wasn't for Jeanette, this panel would be a sausage fest.
Sausage fest.
Oh, I hadn't got one last time I looked at partner.
Rustler.
Ooh,
Typical
stone
partners, that is.
Don't you mean a pizza, Gordo?
Yeah.
It's all about that one. What about pictures? Where is it?
Oh
Looks like
dear.
Gary likes the idea of a sausage fest.
I hope this is a good one. That's right, got some. Anyway, Chris put this picture up on Facebook and the title, where it is and everything. And this is how thick some people are on Facebook. Where is this, please?
What Packhorse Bridge? Riverland Valley. Sheffield.
Yeah, he put Packhorse Bridge, Riverland Valley, Sheffield. Like old Caboodle in title. See you later,
Yeah.
Raphael. Thanks for popping by.
No.
Yeah.
Based in Sheffield.
And then you get some thick sod saying, where's this?
Oh, yeah, I've met people like that. in the
Yeah.
past, you know. Still meeting people like
No.
My
that. It's
favorite
like
thing,
in
fixing the
the
land
UK,
use.
Bill, if you're going somewhere and you've actually found it by maps, wherever you found it by, and you ask somebody who lives there, where this place is, and you're from out of town, like I said, whoever it is, you know what I mean? Same when you go abroad somewhere, and you'll say, is it? And they say, no, I don't know if it's around it. And you find out it is. They just go from one place to the other. They don't know where the area is. They don't know anything about the area. And I'm like, well, you bloody work here. Why don't you know where these places
Carry
are?
on, Bill, what you were saying.
Like hillback terrace and all comedy, yeah.
Yeah, you can talk.
I went brain damaged.
Range Road and Wicker Park, well, Wicker Park.
It's like your short memory. Forgot what you were going to say.
Yeah, it happens.
I'm saying.
Every now and again, there's an invisible reset button, and I don't know what pushes that button, but when it resets, it's like, hey.
It's like when we were on about keyhole surgery earlier on. I knew what I meant, and I knew what it was called, but your mind just goes blank.
Yeah. It's called being over 20.
Well, you're only a bit behind me, Bill. Or are you in front of me? I'm 61 in September.
Oh, you're way older than me.
Don't look it, Bill. Don't look. She keeps saying she's that age. She said that a few years ago when they started coming to a channel. She gets, I'm a certain age, and I was like, no, bitch, she's not that bloody age.
She was turning 61 in September then too.
Well,
she said, when was it when you said, I've just turned, and I said, you thought, she says, don't be, you need your glasses changing, Tony, she says to me once on the panel. Stop saying I'm that age, and I'm not, I am.
Brain
you need your
freeze,
glasses changing.
Brain fart. Both.
Yeah, you had a brain thing, yeah. That's what someone said in the chat.
Something to consider. I've got time to do this because I'm retired.
There you go. But yeah, I'm like Bill, but I can be saying something and then sort of mid-sentence forget what I'm saying. So yeah,
that's my life.
What's wrong with that?
Yeah,
I mean, why some people? I mean, I noticed anything as I get older. Why people are picky? If you forget something and then you come back, oh, I now remember this. Well, that's age. You know what I mean? That's just the way you are. But why do you get youngsters saying, well, why is that person forgetting stuff? They've got Alzheimer's or some stupid name. They give it a label.
Facts of life. The older you get, the worse your brain gets.
Yep.
So I've not got to that stage yet, Jeanette, so I can't comment.
But you know what I mean? It's like the brain is a very complex organ. It's got
I know it's very complex. Yeah,
2 frontal lobes and 2 back lobes, and each one of them lobes controls certain aspects.
Well, I did all that
movement
on my access course, all about the brain and stuff. I did all that. It's college, and you know what I mean. I've covered all that, so I know exactly what you're talking about. I do that
a lot, Bria. Get up and think. Now we're at, What?
Where put that?
For summit. And this is one of the reasons why I print my recipes out, because I know I've got it right in front of me.
You don't forget what you need to do in a certain procedure and what you need to put in ingredients, otherwise it won't turn out exactly like, would it?
So, you know what I mean? That's just what I much prefer, to print them out on a piece of paper rather than looking on my phone and thinking, now what does that say?
That scoring business, you know, when you have you seen it? I mean, probably I don't know if Cam does it. Well, they score on the phone. That gets in my nerves when I'm out. You know what I mean? They do this on the bloody phone.
Callum's glued to his phone.
It's just like you might as well have a phone just glued to your ear.
But I know as well. When you're at home, you are
glued to the telly. That's what you're about.
But yeah. So are you going out for a drink with this lad then?
Don't know. Depends.
He hasn't made his
mind. He's still deciding, Jeanette. He's still deciding.
Well, I said I've told him, yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that, Corda. This is the thing. I play a lot of solitaire, and that's the stimulation that my brain needs, if you know what I mean. Without that, I'd be a head case. You know what I mean? You've got to have something, whatever it may be, and it differs from person to person, to stimulate your brain the older you get.
Yeah. Well, that's what they say about people who've got things, because they didn't stimulate the brain enough. That's why they've got this Alzheimer's and stuff, because that's why the brain doesn't work.
No, it's a physical disease.
Sometimes I don't know if they know what they're talking about, or they've not done enough research about it.
But no matter what, Tony, whether you're physically active or whatever, if Alzheimer's is going to hit you, it's going to hit you no matter what.
Well, some people, I'll read the paper. The only time I have decent leads on the Saturday, I get the proper papers, you know what I mean? And sometimes the way NHS and all this is going, and COVID and all this, and all these other people you don't want to read about, and it's always in the bloody papers. You're like, why the hell have I bought this paper? Because when you read the paper, sometimes I just think it's just bloody depressing. When you read this stuff, what's going on, you're like, well, I've got other things to think about besides what thing he's doing or what such body's done or what such body's doing and why is he back in the... I mean, it's just thinking, it's selling papers, isn't it? But I thought, it's more to laugh than what they're saying about.
Hey,
You know what I mean?
Crypto, that's a bit of a thing to ask Bria. What did she say? Is that a big bushy tree?
Sounds a bit
Going
wrong.
personal now. Has she got a big bushy tree?
Sounds a bit wrong.
Is that a new thing? I've lost it now. I'm not reading this bloody chat.
Look, my bush needs trimming.
Honestly.
And not that bush,
But this-
Callum, is cutting. I'm on
We
about the one
discuss all
outside.
sorts, Bill, on this live stream. Have you noticed? We discuss all sorts. It's the A to Z of all sorts on this stream.
Chris nearly killed himself, Tony, cutting edge.
Did
It got
Did he?
we got one of these wired edge trimmers. All of a sudden,
Yeah.
he heard a and he'd cut through.
Electric shock. Electric shock. Will you say, cover?
So he's sort of invested in a cordless one now.
Well, you see, this all supposed to be tested for safety. Always the things you keep talking about when they do. I've seen where I live, they trim the edges. You know what I mean? They go on this, and then also you don't hear anything, and you hear that. It's supposed to be all tested for safety.
But yeah,
You know what I mean?
it was just one of them things. He was, getting all, and then all of a sudden it just went pop. And yeah, it's wonder he didn't come in with his hair standing on what bit he's got.
Well, if it's a lot of charge, you can die for an electric shock, can't you?
A partner says, "Does anybody want to trim Jeanette's bush?" No, he's invested in a
Partner,
cordless
you
one now,
like.
partner.
Yeah, a bit. What are you talking about now?
Gordo says, "Newsflash: Jeanette's bush is unkept." But we're all rain what we've had.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can, when we went out, when I went to hospital, you can see like bits sticking out of it, so it does need a bit of a trim.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a make right decision. I think it getting a cordless one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it nearly were, fuzzy.
Well, you're not thinking of that, when you're doing that on your gun. No, you're not thinking about you could get electric shock.
Well,
You're just using the tool what's supposed to do what it's supposed to do.
Tony was,
Well, that's what they were doing. He's going, I've got
and then
that. I'm just going to get this job done.
The wire were there, and he just went straight through wire.
But you're not thinking about that, He's doing it, like I said, I won't be thinking about it either, but I'll just get this job done. I'll use this. This will do it. What the?
It's a lot better. It's a lot better with cordless.
Yeah.
Gordo says he's banned from bush trimming. He says by the time I'm finished, the bald. I half expected, because it's sort of, as tall as a person, right?
Biscuit.
I half expected going out and it being about that big because he was carried away with. Yeah, I mean, he was lucky, Optimus, that he didn't electrocute himself. But yeah, it sort of it cut through wire, it fizzed and popped, and then it
Did it cut off? Because sometimes they're supposed to make the cut off.
It like few sockets, trip
Yeah.
things in there. It tripped it out.
Now.
Well, they're supposed to have a safety thing, isn't they, on it? That's what they're supposed to do. It's supposed to be a thing. It cuts the electric out.
But yeah, it did short the what?
Short fuse it, yeah.
Stuff like that. It does been electrocuted.
Oh, well, nearly. It says, that's no Tony. Other week we were without internet, telly for nearly.
Oh
3
yeah,
hours.
I watching Cam's channel. He's talking about it. Yeah. He speaks like what's it called when them people were you see on
Yeah,
the QA things on videos.
Oh dear. Partnest says trim edge in the shape of a rooster. Don't give him any ideas, Partnest. Just needs to, because he come in last time, right, after he did this cordless one a whirl, and he come out and he says, just go and have a look at them corners. He says they're nice and I thought, oh my God, wanted me to go out and check the corners on this bush outside because he'd rounded them off instead of them being sort of like, you know, like that. It sort of lovingly sort of rounded them off, and I thought, oh my God.
I decided to lovingly curve the wire off.
But yeah, I thought, oh my God, that cordless edge trimmer's gone to his head.
But you know, it's probably somebody, I don't know where it went, somewhere they were measuring the birds of the glass on the lawn, making sure it's a certain height.
Partner says, do it in thing or a rooster and say that, then come and check my cock.
What's the partner?
I'm going for about another 10 minutes, Tim.
Yeah, I'll get off.
But anyway, so he thinks it's the bee's knees, this corded edge trim, and he says, I don't know why I didn't get one. Oh, that was quick.
See you,
Getting off. Bye, Tony. but yeah. And he actually went out in the back garden to, he was going to mow it, but he got the trimmer, the strimmer out. He says, with it being raining and everything, he says, I'll get the strimmer out first. And he come back and he was puffing and panting. I says, what's up? He says, it's hard going. He says, that grass is wet through. So he sort of gave it up in end. So it does look a bit more respectable, but he said it were hard going, even with strimmer. You know, and it didn't eat. Hello. You've got a lot to answer to, mister.
Oh no, I've been busy.
I'm on about Storm Anthony.
What about Storm Anthony?
We've had a storm, you know, with all this wind and all this rain. They named it Anthony, and I went, that makes sense.
Oh, thanks.
Hi,
Bill.
Anthony's got a lot to answer for. Could you not repair the corded strimmer? I mean, he could, but he's not an electrician, Tommy. So, yeah. So, yeah, it's your fault we've had all this rain and wind and everything.
Oh, what? I can only humbly apologise.
You say whatever.
Whatever.
See you later, Tony. That's Tony in chat.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I got to run too. I got to go make dinner.
Okay, then, Bill.
It's 5:25 here. It's time to make food.
Time to make food.
Bria's been waiting for a cheese balls, Anthony. See you later. See you later, Bill. Have a good one.
See you later, Bill.
I'll see you later.
Bye.
Since I can't see the mouse, it's probably going to take me 5 minutes to find the button.
I can't find his mouse.
I think I've got it.
Hey.
Hey.
Yeah.
Bria
Well,
wants to know where
tomorrow,
her cheese balls are.
Oh, Bria wants to know where her cheese balls are. I've got them for her. She just needs to send me the address. So what are you baking tomorrow then, Jeanette? Oh, nice.
The bottom layer is like a bit like a shortbread, but it's got Rice Krispies in it.
Yeah.
Then you've got like a icing fondant tip middle.
Yeah.
And then topped off with a layer of chocolate.
Oh, that sounds nice. Is Tim coming in tomorrow?
Hey?
Is Tim baking tomorrow again?
He wanted to make, see morning. I sent him recipe and he said, I'm not going to be able to join you this week, but He wanted to make them, and I was sort of gonna, we're gonna postpone it. And he says, no, he says, don't sort of not make it on.
Yeah. Don't postpone it because you're making it.
Gordo says by the time they reach her, there will be smelly cheese balls.
Yeah, I'll send them next day delivery.
But
yeah,
you see what these prints that Chris has sold. He did them first class tracked or something. Yeah, it's only about £2 something.
Yeah,
it weren't too bad.
Well, that's not too bad.
But yeah, it all depends. You see, if we're talking, puffed wheat items, they're very light, so you might be all right.
Yeah.
You go on to the next level like chocolate and whatever, and that's a bit heavier, isn't it? So
yeah, of course it is. Yeah.
It goes off weight.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you're sending a light item like Chris did,
yeah.
Bria says, don't mention postage. Week and 2 days for a parcel. It's a bleeding joke.
Yeah. It is a joke. Everything's gone to pot now.
But at one time, first class used to mean that you'd get it either next day or day after.
Exactly.
A week later, you're still waiting.
Yeah, exactly. The postal service has gone to pot.
Tas. And then they're striking for more money.
Exactly.
Job right in first place.
Yeah, they need to do the job right in the first place.
Paying over extortionate rates for first class postage.
Yeah.
Just to get treated like it's a second class.
Exactly.
So it is. Are you just going back where you been?
Yeah, I've just been up and had a quick.
Just had a quick. I think he means pint. Oh well. He's still there, but he's not there. I find a great origami porn channel. Shame it's a pay-per-view. Oh dear. Has he gone? Still there, but not there.
I mean, I don't know what I've done there.
Yeah, Optimus Prime says I hope it didn't fall down a big black hole.
No, I don't know what I've done. I pressed them and I don't know what I've done.
Tommy says he just got mugged for his phone.
Yeah. No. I'd like to see the person that tries to mug me.
Yeah, you were just saying, you just been for a pint?
Yeah, I've just been for a pint and I'm now making my way back to the seafront.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Aren't you still with your friend? Aren't you still stopping with your friend?
No, I've got friends. Well, I've been to the pub on my own. Because I've got friends, but they didn't come out tonight, basically. So
yeah.
You
just went for a swift one.
Yeah, a swift one, as you do. I'm just having a nice walk back. I had a walk up. Now I'm having a walk back.
So are you living on site now then, or are you still? Yeah.
No, I'm living on site now.
In your little caravan?
Yes, in my little caravan, yes. Yeah.
I have a question for him. Has he bumped into Basil yet? Asking for Basil? Me from 40 Towers?
No, I haven't bumped into Basil 40 yet, no. Who was that?
That's what I didn't know whether he meant Basil Brush or Basil Faulty.
Yeah.
But it's a nice night for a walk, isn't it, Anthony?
Yes, it is a nice night for a walk. It makes a change to have nice weather for a change.
Tell me about it. After you caused havoc with your storm.
You what?
I says after you caused havoc with your storm.
Yes, I know. After I caused havoc with my storm, yeah. I didn't do it on
Well, I didn't
purpose.
get the connection, Gordo. He says, well, he's in Torquay. I says, well, I didn't get connection.
How do I get connection? I'm using my
No, we're on
mobile
about
data.
the connection when he says, Gordo says, well, he's in Torquay. I says, I didn't make the connection. Basil Fawlty and Torquay.
Ah, right, yeah.
I didn't make the connection.
Yeah. Basil Fawlty.
I'm going to give you a damn good thrashing. Is that what he said to Manuel?
Yeah, I remember Manuel.
But
Okay.
he's dead now, isn't he?
Mr. Stickingley. Okay. See Mr. Fawlty.
I'm going to say, part, let's put rest in peace, Andrew. I thought he were dead.
Yeah, he is.
Oh, you can never get another Manuel.
No, you can never get another Manuel because he played the part really well. Andrew Sachs.
So, has anyone mentioned the war yet? What's that got to do with it?
It's the Germans. There's an episode where they get the Germans in.
Oh,
Basil says don't mention the war.
oh. Scotty says they're relaunching it.
They're supposed
I don't
to
know
be.
why. When hotel, they're probably just going to build a temporary set.
They probably will build a temporary set because all the location scenes was filmed in Torquay, I do believe, but all inside the hotel, I think, was filmed inside the studio.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
there you go.
That Faulty Towers, Only Fools and Horses was one of the two best comedies on the telly back in the day.
I mean, I must admit, it's very rarely I watched Fawlty Towers, but I have seen a few.
Yeah.
So, anyway, guys, it's 2.5 hours. I'm going to get off.
All right, Jeanette.
Yeah.
I'll probably pop in tomorrow night's one.
Yeah, okie dokie then, Anthony. I'll see you all tomorrow. See you later, Anthony.
See you later. Bye-bye. Bye.
Partner says building exterior in Buckinghamshire. Nara's in development. There you go. So I'll see you all on baking tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining me tonight. And
That's right.
They let me waffle on for 45 minutes, Tony, without anybody coming on panel. I think they felt a bit sorry for me. I'll see you all on the next one. And
See you on the next one. Bye-bye.
Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow night. Bye.
Bye. Bye. All right then, Jeanette, I'll let you go.
Yeah, see you, Anthony. See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Bye.
Bye.